All right, hey, so 5 things, the top 5 things that you need to know going to estimating, getting into the skills side of things and what you're gonna need going in. Here they are. Pay attention. So some sort of ability to be comfortable with math and mathematics. One of the roles that I saw someone pretty much just drop into estimating without almost any construction background was from being I think, what is it, a tax auditor? So like accounting basically. And because they had a strong, feeling with numbers, they were able to kind of just come right in, get things. It's all, elementary school, like middle school stuff. So, I mean, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. But being able to kind of, do some of this stuff in your head a little bit sometimes, or, I mean, you don't have to. There's always a calculator somewhere. So, do you really need it? Honestly, with the tools that we have, I mean, as long as you can use the tools themselves, a calculator, ChatGPT, something to help you do number crunching, as well as, calculators online and Google and stuff like that to get different measurements for volumes, gallons, for instance. Like, you're going to want to make sure that you pay attention to the fact that 5 gallons, how does that equate to how much paint is on a wall? How much paint does one wall take? Like, it doesn't take a gallon, which is normally why they're sold in pints to, residential people through, Home Depot and all of that. But that's the first one. Some inkling or feeling for math to where you don't just straight up hate it per se. And even if you do, just the ability to be okay at it should be good enough. And there you go. Number 1. So number 2, this is going to be the ability to talk to people, one of the things that I've talked about and kind of one of my little trade secrets right now is the ability to win bids. And you can win a bid kind of waiting for this guy to stop it with all of this foolishness this man's doing. I don't even understand. But the ability to be able to talk to people is important, and it goes a long way when it comes to winning bids for yourself. So being able to talk to the person, the owner for the building, or let's say you work for a subcontractor, the GC whose project this is, being able to interact with them, being able to ask, hey, how's my bid going? Or if you are a GC holding your subcontractor's feet to the fire and saying, hey, we asked for bids at this time and you haven't provided that so far, where is it at? And if you don't have it, when will we have it? And being able to talk to people, being able to have thick skin, being able to generally communicate somewhat reasonably and well is a great asset, because you can pretty much get away with emailing people and maybe even texting people according to what the situation is or whatever. But 9 times out of 10 in the estimating field, you're going to eventually have to get on that cell or on that phone, whether it's the cell or the office phone or whatever's going on. So That's number 2. Number 3. I'd say a competitive nature. I was never really one for sports per se, or really gaming, gambling, really anything competitive has never really just been my thing. But this is a place to where I guess it's the game of life, you know, gaining or winning more bids for your side versus the other side, which would be your company, basically, that you work for, who you're, you know, trying to win the bids for in the first place. And the other side would be whoever you're competing with as a company, which will be plenty of other people over time. And yeah, I mean, that's especially if you're out here hard bidding for anything. You are definitely going to be competing amongst maybe a dozen bids. Like, for whatever reason, the final clean on a project, which is, you know, just cleaning up after the project is done and they're starting the punch list and all of that. That's like, it could easily be 10 bids on something small. So, good luck if you are bidding for a cleaning service of any sort, because, man, for any of you guys who know what a vendor comparison list is, that thing be chock full of all kinds of stuff. Wow. And yeah, competitive nature, that's number 3. So number 4 is going to be the ability to have some sort of software or computer acumen. You know, the ability to jump on a computer, use it effectively, because it's, I mean, everything is going to be wrapped around that. Even if you do your takeoffs, where you print out the paper and do your takeoffs with a marker or whatever, everything else is still going to be on the computer. You know, the Excel is going to be on the computer. Whatever you're using to do the proposal, whether it's Word or Adobe, to type that up, you're going to have to do that in the computer. Generally, you're going to have to be comfortable with the computer. Can you do that? You know? And then that's not, you know, to even touch on the more complicated things, which would be the takeoff software, which is just something that not like half the estimators that I've run across in the civilian world have known it, and then the other half are still doing takeoffs by hand. It's pretty crazy, but that's how it breaks down. So, and let's see, you know what, I'll go back to this angle. Sorry for switching this up on you guys all of these different times, but the sun's doing all kinds of stuff, and I'm trying to account for that and how this thing's shot. Best views for you guys. Just trying to make it right. So, yeah, complicated software, the ability to, obviously, Outlook, Word, all of those things, and being able to get on a computer and do it every day, day after day. If you can do that, then this is the job for you. And most people use computers. Even whenever I was in the military, believe it or not, like, we aren't just all savages running around with machine guns and stuff. Some of us actually do some of that computer work. Yeah. Shout out to you guys, you know, all of that stuff. Oh man, that's crazy. I just had a flashback of whenever you have to it's like the anthem goes off or whatever, and then everybody has to stand around for like 30 seconds, and like all the people who would try to rush and get into the building before you had to stand there for 30 seconds or 60. Nobody's trying to do that after work. Like, I'm trying to get in my car and go home, man. And so I can kind of ignore all of that if I'm actually in my car. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to rush to my car. But number 5, I thought about this one a few different times. I might make this one a twofer for the last, which I guess would be 5 and 6, but let's say 5 and 5.5. The first one is going to be the ability to be able to sit reasonably throughout the day. I mean, sometimes in some positions you can get out into the field here and there to be able to drive, for me, halfway across Phoenix, or halfway across Arizona, not Phoenix. Like, the farthest place that I've been out from Phoenix was like this place called Rio Rico, and it was like a 3-hour drive. So I was chilling, man. What? Throw on some YouTube, some tunes, or whatever the heck, and have me a ride and a podcast. Hey, oh shoot. But anyway, yeah, but in, of course, shorter trips, either way, being able to get out of the office, go see something, be out in the sun for a quick second, and then go back to hopefully your plush office. But yeah, can you do it? Can you spend all day, for the most part, in an office? Are you more used to being out, or doing whatever? I don't know, whatever your job is currently. Maybe you are physical and you work in like a warehouse or something, or maybe you fly planes, and like being in an actual office would be a little bit better because you're on the ground and not in the freaking air somewhere. So whatever. But there's that. There's a few that I could kind of tack on here. But you know what? I'll just throw this last one in for fun. Do you want to make some money, man? Do you have the ability to make over $100,000 and be cool with it? Not lose your mind because you now make over 6 figures. If you can do that, then this might be the right career path for you. But anyways, realistically though, the 5 that I mentioned before, the last one, is a perk. That's for sure. But if you haven't, I was gonna say look it up, but don't look it up. Go look at some of my other videos. I make very good videos on specifically this subject, and I also go into my salary on a few other different videos. So for everyone that wants to learn more, check the link in the description below. I also do consulting, which is in the description below. And that is going to be where I talk to you, figure out how I can help you become an estimator, which I have tips and tricks on everything from your resume all the way down to who to apply to, when to apply to them, salary, software, whatever, man. Anyways. Yep, let me know, and I'll see how I can help. All right, catch you guys on the next one.